Israel's Prime Minister says the visit to Jerusalem by the US Secretary of State is a clear message that America stands with Israel. Describing President Trump as Israel's greatest friend, Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel and America stood together in the face of terror and what he called the incredible lies directed at Israel. While speaking less than a week after Israel targeted Hamas leaders in Qatar, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Hamas needed to cease to exist as an armed element that can threaten the peace and security of the region. And he urged Qatar to continue to play a constructive role on Gaza. Well, here's what he said about the prospects of a negotiated peace.
Hamas can surrender tonight if they want and lay down their weapons. The problem is they're a terrorist group, a barbaric group, whose stated mission is the destruction of the Jewish state, so we're not counting on that from happening. Look, I think we would all, every single person I know, I don't know of anyone who would not rather see a negotiated settlement in which Hamas agrees to no longer be a terrorist group, lay down their arms, free the hostages, by the way, not just the hostages that they're holding from Israel, but frankly, the people of Gaza that they're also holding hostage as human shields. So that would be the ideal outcome, one we would all like to see. It's one that's been worked on. But I think we have to be prepared for the fact that savage, terrorists don't normally agree to things like that.
Well, Mr. Netanyahu hailed the visit as a sign that the US-Israel alliance is stronger than ever.
America has no better ally than Israel. It's obvious that Israel has no better ally than America. You've been a remarkable partner, and our alliance, I think, has been forged for ages.
Well, Mr. Rubio's visit comes as Israeli forces continue to destroy residential buildings in Gaza City, forcing thousands to flee ahead of an expected ground offensive to seize the city. Our correspondent Wira Davis was watching that press conference.
This was a very deliberate and public show of support, telling the world that Israel and the United States are very close together in their aims vis-à-vis the war in Gaza. The background to this, of course, was that Israeli independently run military attack against Hamas leaders in Qatar last week, which appears to have failed in the sense that it looks like the Hamas leadership, most of them survived that attack. It appears that attack had taken place without telling the Americans beforehand, which is quite extraordinary and would not have happened before. That led to what is believed to be quite a strong falling out on the telephone between Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu, in which the American president rebuked Benjamin Netanyahu. But all of that, at least publicly, seems to be water under the bridge now. And Marco Rubio's visit here, which was pre-planned, has been all about publicly showing that the Americans and the Israelis are together when it comes to the war in Iraq, and particularly the war in Gaza, and the release of the hostages and any end to that war. Mr. Netanyahu and Mr. Rubio both insisted that all of the hostages must be released at once, and Hamas must lay down its weapons if there's to be an end to this war. Meanwhile, this increasingly intense Israeli military attack on Gaza and Gaza City continues. We've had some incredible scenes today of tens of thousands of people fleeing Gaza City in the face of that Israeli onslaught, but no criticism of Israel's military operations in Gaza from Mr. Rubio. And after that quite significant blip last week, I think publicly at least they're step in step again.
Wira Davis there reporting from Jerusalem.